Good afternoon, it's that bloke on a motorbike. We've had lots of really dry weather and now it's starting to rain. Just as I decide that I'm going out on a bit of an adventure for a few days. I'm going camping. I'm going up to Hadrian's Wall up in Northumberland, and then I'll be going out and doing some riding in that area. So I thought I'd go to Hadrian's Wall and see how he's getting on with it, see if it's been finished yet. But I doubt it has. So I've planned a nice twisty road up there with the help of Calimoto as usual, and fingers crossed everything will go right. Well, this rain was definitely not forecast. They did forecast rain down here tomorrow, but today was supposed to be dry, and the forecast rain for Monday when I'm coming back. But who cares? I've got my Kojoras on, we'll see if they're waterproof. Let's see how we go. When we've had a dry spell like this, you've got to be very careful, because in the wheel tracks there I can see it's glistening, and that's all the oil and rubber that's come up off the vehicles and has got into the stones, and now we're starting to get some rain that's going down into the road surface to run away as it's supposed to do, and what we're getting now is all that oil and rubber starts floating, and it then becomes very, very slippy. So a little bit of caution needed. Just nice and relaxed and not too quick, and just make it that we don't get too much lean on as we're going round. Don't think this guy behind me is too impressed by that in his fancy car, his Mercedes, but he's got four wheels gripping the road. Here he comes. Don't know if you could see it there, but we've got the white on the road. Let's see if I can show you. Look at that as we come into this. You see the two lines of white? That's what you've got to be very, very wary of. Well, we've had a prolonged dry spell and then you get the first rain. What it actually needs is an absolute massive downpour, cloudburst, to bring it all to the surface and then wash it all away. And then we're back to normal again. So a few weeks ago I went out camping, and not been motorbike camping for years, decades really. So last year I bought myself a little two-man tent, so I decided I'd go out on a ride, which I did. You've probably seen it already, and I loved it, absolutely loved it. Only problem was I was thinking, well, what happens if I go out and it's raining as it is now? I'm laid outside of all my wet gear, so instead of having a sewn-in ground sheet, it's going to have a sewn-in swimming pool. So I took the plunge, and I've spent a lot of money, and I bought myself a Lone Rider, one of their tents, one of their Lone Rider moto tent, the big one where you can get a GS 1250 Adventure Tourer inside with you, the little porch thing at the front, little garage as they call it. So I bought myself that. I've loaded the bike up, and wanting a little bit of comfort, I went for that tent because it's about 6'3", something like that, 6'6". I know it's big enough for me to stand up in anyway. And it's got a garage at the front which I can use as a living area if it's wet. I've also brought with me a folding chair, a little fold-up table with trangia, so poor little Ivy here looks like I've got everything on and I could be riding around the world, and I'm only going until Monday. But she's coping with it extremely well. Just saying we're turning right here. This must be just around this corner. So I worked a road out that uses back lanes rather than main highway roads, and there were some nice little bridges that way. And keep all the traffic out of the way. Might be a bit longer, a bit slower, but it's a bit nicer as well. It's a bit of a bumpy road. It is a bit of a bumpy road. Apparently we've got a left turn coming up. Oh yes, I can see it. If you look for the clues, see the hedgerow? Got two hedges, one on either side. And I can see the little signpost there. No need to signal, we haven't got anybody there. Oh, look at that view. Absolutely love these old Dales villages. These would have been estate villages, so the high walls would have the big house behind it. Then all these around it are oops, not that one. All these around it are would have been the workers, farm workers and things. They would have all been there. Accommodation. And then I like the way that when they build new builds, they do it in the old style, so it doesn't clash with what you've already got in the village. So we're in Leyburn now. Coming up here, we'll turn right at the top. Quite a busy tourist little town is this. Well, the rain has virtually stopped now, so fingers crossed that might be the only bit of rain I get all weekend. I hope so. Oh, it has cooled it down, so it has made it more bearable. It had been way too hot, really. So we're moving into some firing ranges now, and we've got the red flag up, so they are live firing. They are actually over there on that firing range. Oh, look at the view. We're quite high up here, and I can certainly feel the difference in temperature. It must have dropped about 20 degrees from what it's been all week. In fact, for the last couple of weeks. And that we're down to about 15, 16 today up here, and it has been into the very high 20s. just hear that exhaust pop when I've got the throttle closed using engine braking. Now this looks interesting, because that's the road there that we're going on, and it goes up that way, so it's got to go round to my left, and then there's going to be most likely a very tight right. Oh, this is interesting. This is very nice. Oh, there's the tight right. You don't want to come blatting over that top, do you? Oh, we got a bit of bluish sky coming up. Well, this is the village of Greenton, and then we go through Greenton and into Reeth, I believe. Sometimes with these roads as well, like this road here, it's running parallel to the river, so this will have been an easy way for people to get down off the high fells. It looks like we've got a wedding on there. They're all on push bikes. Photographer's blocked all the traffic off so they can take the pictures. Oh, it looks like they're all going to ride past. Ah, one at the front, he looks cute with his little straw hat on. You can't see him from there, but you'll see him as they come past. So here they come. Looks like we've got the groom.
Sorry.
And you got the vicar. All wobbling their way up to the church. I don't think the guy in the Range Rover was too happy about that, with the way he's blipping his engine. The things you see on a motorbike, eh? Well, we're climbing out of Reeth up onto the top of the moors. Just got to be wary of sheep and lambs. And look at this landscape again. See how the limestone is coming through on the stone there. Over on the hills, you can see how these villages just sort of grew up and nestled down in the bottom of the valleys. We've got all the moorland round. You can see just down there we've got another little village. Not sure what it is, but I'm sure we're going to find out. So, the village of Langthwaite. So we're turning right here to Barnard Castle. Narrow road and 14% downhill, which means we're going to have the same coming up the other side, if not slightly steeper. So back onto uncharted roads now. I've never been around here before, so onto this particular section, so I've got no idea what to expect, which all makes for a very, very nice fun ride. Love that reverb again off the sides of these dry stone walls. You think of the effort that's gone into putting these up. Then over the cattle grid and out onto open moorland. think this might be quite a good view. I do believe we're then going into Richmondshire. No, County Durham. Going into County Durham. You can see right across the whole of County Durham, probably Northumbria as well, maybe even Cumbria over to his left, because I've never been up here before. I can't remember being up here anyway. It does look gorgeous. The snow poles on his left hand side. Ooh, this looks a bit of a nice bend. Why don't they just slow down and they can stay over? We're dropping now into Barnard Castle. We've just got a view of the castle through the trees just there. See it? So there's the castle part of it anyway, straight up ahead of us. So I thought I recognised this. Coming into Cotherstone now, and this is where I stayed on the way up to the lakes last year. This is the one where I stayed, and the person was a chef. I think it was just up one of these little roads here, just off on my left, somewhere around here. I booked to have evening meal as well. So she did dinner, cooked it for me, and it was wonderful. It really was nice. So this landscape has changed yet again. It's quite flat with high sides to the hills. So you've got quite an open, fast road here, but it's quite twisty as well. So this is going into a place called Langdon Beck. Quite twisty coming out of that climb. They don't give you time to turn off before they're revving their engines behind you. Where's this little lamb going to go up? Left hand side, because its mother's across the road, I think. Take it steady going past it. lovely valley with this piece of glorious tarmac running all the way through it. It's about this time when I start thinking I should have brought me flask with me with some coffee. Does that look like a little place to pull in and have a bit of a break? I think that's exactly what we will do. Bit of off-roading, eh? Bit of off-road. Oh. Right, I'm going to have a 2-minute leg stretch, so I'll be back in a bit.